everybody, the Lord Root here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Soul Zero. So, today we are just going to take a brief look at what we need to do to improve this base. We've got a pretty good start, and I think it's time to take advantage of this launch window. And we can send out a few other things here. Supplies are always good. We are good on water. Maybe a little bit of food wouldn't be a bad thing to send, of course. So I'm going to send enough to supply one astronaut, and then we'll send the rest as supplies. But the thing that we really need to pay attention to here, of course, is getting this base sort of leveled out here. And I have a plan to deal with the redundancy. So we can only attach hallways to other hallways. However, we can sort of leapfrog these hallways if we wish. We'll just come over here. This guy has landed. We will deploy another mining rig and send this guy out. And this will be very good for us. So how do we make this happen? Well, one thing we can do, of course, is we can begin taking one of these astronauts here. And I will find one of them. And we won't do this one, we'll do this guy up here. We are pretty much even now in terms of this. I'm going to take this guy and begin building a base down here. Now the idea is that we're going to take this hallway and sort of leapfrog it over. But while we're waiting to do that, our rover is now pretty much completely taken care of. We have this small little area over here where we can begin working. And what we'll do, actually get this guy here. I'm going to extend out here instead. And what we'll do is we will begin building another base up here by taking these two tunnels and constantly building and destroying them. But we can, in the interim, we can go ahead and take this guy, get it to explore the terrain around here. And what that'll do for us is that will allow us to see pretty much what's left over here. And we'll just get this guy scheduled up. Now, I've never tried this before, and I think that is going to be an interesting problem to solve. Because, as it turns out, we haven't really done anything like this. Now, what is... Oh, this guy is doing his thing, it looks like. Well, we'll just get our little panel here done. We'll create, in doing this, another way for us to move about. Now, other things you want to do as well is there's a number of, I suppose you would call them, I suppose you might call these facilities that we have that we're going to want to take care of. One of them is going to be a resource extractor. And so we'll bring this guy over. I'm going to put it on regular speed now. And we'll begin getting this guy to do his mining. So far everything is going pretty well. I'm going to build a four-way hallway up here. And we can't really go anywhere else. But you know, while we're at it, we could use another oxygen generator around this area. And I'll go ahead and build one. Just because we can, really. Fortunately, we are very close. Although, actually, I want to make sure that when we build this hallway, that we'll have enough clearance. So there we go. The basic idea is that... Well, it looks like we actually need to build another solar panel around here. We'll just build it up here near the... ore extractor. Recycling center has ruptured because we have run out of power, it looks like. And because our astronaut is not doing his job.
Base, do you read me?
This could be problematic. We'll just move this guy out of the way. We need to push this rock first. There we go, 11 kilowatts of power. So we'll grab ourselves one of these things off the pallet, and we'll begin our whole leapfrogging adventure here. Now, it would probably be good for us to either get the geology unit online at this time, or maybe we could also get another unit as well. This guy we can launch, because we have enough room. And now what we're going to do here is we are going to destroy this guy here, and just sort of... You can see we now have this disconnected hallway that we can attach to. That will allow us to continue building out in this one direction. Because of the fact that we are able to do this, this will allow us to create a segregated hallway. We'll just build a straight hallway up here. This will give us an additional base. Additionally, we're going to move this rock out of the way.
Copy.
And this will allow us to turn around and get over to this other end here. Now, as for the oxygen generators here, we're actually doing pretty good so far.
Command.
We need to, you know, come out here and build over and out.
Over.
I'm gonna try and move this guy pretty close to the top over here. I'm gonna get it way over here, I think, and we can probably get away with moving these other things. This guy still has something in the way of our things here. We might as well, while we're at it, build another oxygen generator. And we will put that down here. So that way we can clear these guys up. Having multiple sources of oxygen is never a bad idea. We're coming up to our next launch here. And I think supplies wouldn't be such a bad idea. We'll just continue. Oh, there's a dust storm of some kind. We have ruptured this, and we have our next generator here. Let's just grab ourselves another thing here. We'll put on a methane extractor, and we'll send supplies over. Because we really do want a lot of supplies. We are full on our food. But we'll stick this guy over here for now. Maybe near one of the resource patches. And I'll begin by taking this and moving this guy over. Now, again, yeah, it's still a bug there.
Copy.
Again, it's really just a matter of us properly moving through here. We're now able to refuel, at least, and launch. Not enough power, that's right, we are having some issues here. Because these are solar cells, and the dust storm is creating problems because we have way too much power. Now, where did that one astronaut go? I believe if we build a geology lab, we can fix the sky up here, though. We'll just continue bouncing, or juggling, these guys here. And we actually happen to have, I think, another crate. So that'll be good. We'll have some amount of oh, there we go. We'll have some amount of leeway here, and we'll be able to build our new hallway. We are still... we're losing water. That's the main problem, because we don't have any power. I guess had I known that dust storm was coming, I probably should have
Copy.
sent more in the way of water over. But we'll just get this guy over right now. I don't know if this is the way you're supposed to do it. It's working pretty well for me, though. And what we'll probably do is we'll leave a junction up here, because we could put another base in this area. In fact, yeah, we'll make the base up here, I think. Just as a, I guess just as a way for us to get up and going. Main thing we're gonna have to worry about is this food spoiling. Well, hopefully this will end before too long, because I'm not too keen on the idea of us needing really this much in the way of supplies. I'm going to take this guy here, and we will begin constructing our base up here. Now, we've got a number of things here, of course. We've got, really do want another one of these guys here. We could maybe stick it out in the corner. Maybe something like that. More water storage would be necessary too. All in all, we're doing okay with this. We probably want more on our base. But with that having been said, It would be good, I think, if we could take the sky. And we could continue doing what we're doing here. We have pretty much explored all that we can explore at this point, so this guy could potentially go back. We'll just have to see, really. But, yeah, we are now able to improve this situation quite a great deal. I'm going to maybe get ourselves to build a pallet around this area as well. And hopefully this guy will continue to unload. So we've got another launch window. Let's send out more in the way of supplies. Maybe something up here. Food was lost, so we need to replenish the food. We can do that by sending, looks like 270 food. With the methane extractor, of course, and many supplies. And we'll put that up near our next base. Well, once we clean everything up, I think we'll be good. And really, we should have sent a bunch of, oh, what are we doing here? This guy has no idea where he's going, it looks like. But we're just going to send the oxygen generator out there, as well as any other supplies that we could make use of here. That would be very nice. More solar panels as well would be a pretty good thing to have. And maybe somewhere in the middle here. Let's just see if we're in the way here. It would be good to have more water storage, I think. More water storage is never really a bad thing. And we'll just create a junction off here so we can continue moving forward. In fact, you know, maybe what we can do here is get rid of that hallway and maybe throw down... We got not enough power. Okay, well that definitely has to change. We may have dirty solar panels somewhere, and this guy is
Base, do you read?
not doing very well in handling that. But at any rate,
Command.
we do want to create hatchways here for this to happen. We need for the geothermal plant, which will help our power situation quite dramatically. We happen to want maybe an airlock of some kind here. And as for this guy itself, it'll be ready to launch soon. We'll just move this guy over, I think. Now, eventually we will come to a point to where it'll be a good idea for us to begin moving these other things. And really moving this rock out of the way is going to be critical for us. But we should have more than enough in the way of food. We have plenty of water at this point, and even better, we have storage for that water. Let's see if we can just get this guy coming through here so we can push this rock away. There we go, just like that. I think my first order of business here is going to be for us to really continue getting some of our facilities online. We need a few more colonists, it looks like. And in order to support that, we actually want... I'm going to create another airlock out here. Although I don't necessarily have to. I think we can just put another straight hallway in. The way we're going to begin with this, probably, is that we'll have the launch site going. We will have all of our amenities here. And these guys will pretty much live in the new base. Now, we actually do have more mining we can do here, so that's what I'm going to do. Many kilograms of material here to mine.
Command.
And we need to see where this guy will land if we put down... Oh, we can only have one launch pad. So this way is perhaps not the best way. Which does kind of suck, to tell you the truth. I do like the idea that... Well, you know, I guess, to be completely fair, we could potentially send people over with this one launch pad. I was kind of hoping we would need less in the way of the launch pad supplies here. We are good on food, so I'm just going to send a bunch of crates over. It's a strange problem to have too many crates. But, I guess it is potentially possible here. And we'll just deploy our methane extractor as we land. The tunnel has depressurized. Why has a tunnel depressurized? You care to show me? I guess it doesn't. Okay, well that basically means that we're going to have to begin... Let's just take a look at the resource map here. We can put another one of these guys down, I think. We'll use this for our food generation for the new colony. The blight has spoiled our food reserves. But that's no good. It's... As long as our tunnel pressure is back, though, I'm not so bothered by it. This is a little bit worrying, though. We do need to build a new farm as soon as possible, or a new greenhouse. The farms are technically different. This guy, however, is ready to go back. We could use a little bit more in the way of food here, so we'll... Now something is being hit. Very interesting. Our power situation is not improving all that much either. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to continue to build. Give us a little bit more power because we really do need that. And we'll just do like that for now. And there we go, we've got slightly more in the way of colonist dies due to low oxygen. Now what has happened here? Why do we have a tunnel that is depressurized? I guess the soul here will just have to work with it. We've got 2 points, at least, at which we could possibly do that. A recycling center is also ruptured. So, whatever the case is, we're gonna have to send over a bunch of food and whatnot. We're getting to the point now to where, in particular, this guy has no way of getting off. Now, unfortunately, the reason that I'm so worried about this is that time has shown us that we can't really rely on these guys to really stay alive. That's okay, we're at least generating food. And we are generating additional power as well. We've really just got to get to the point. Let's see if when the next window comes up we can do this. Or we can maybe break even. I wonder if the problem is we're not generating power because of the fact that well, that one astronaut, I think, died due to low oxygen. That may have something to do with this airlock here. It is possible that by depressurizing that airlock, I've in fact depressurized the entire thing. I don't know exactly whether or not. We'll watch as this guy comes through the airlock. If that causes pressure issues. But we do have another launch window, and I am eager to disembark the colonist, which we should be able to do now. We should have enough room for another 4 colonists, and that'll allow us to begin building. Food needs to be sent as well, but not too much of it. I mean, it's gonna be okay. Let's see, what else do we need to send? Another forklift would probably be helpful. And again, perhaps not. I guess we'll just max out our food and water. Even though there's really no point to sending all of this. Because we can't really store much, can we? So trying to cheat the game in that manner rather, the way that I've done it, is just not working. But we have 9 colonists, and that means that we can take a little aside here. We're still producing 1 unit of food. Oh, come on. Are you not going to do that? Colonists, it would seem, take electricity. Well, we're about to solve the electricity issue pretty shortly. Because as it turns out, this next thing we're building is going to allow us to, if we look at the geothermal plant, it's going to tell us we need a geology lab. It's actually quite good for us. We can take this guy here, move the rocks out of the way, of course, and we will build this guy out a little bit. We'll get these 2 labs going. And once we get the geology lab up, let's just move forward just a little bit. I mean, we'll have plenty of spare room. That's a nice thing. Because we're gonna want a little 4-way hallway here. Fire has consumed an oxygen generator. This is no good. Maybe we should, in a little while, send up another astronaut, too. You never can tell. I'm gonna take this geology lab here, though. And we're gonna put that over here. It is very important that we do get that going. Now, why do we have too few people to man this, I wonder? It may be because I failed miserably in trying to fix the base. We still have some oxygen, though. And maybe, just maybe, we can continue work on this. Because once we get this geology lab going, the important thing will be that we are going to be able... Oh, come on. It's like you're not even automated.
Copy.
The important thing will be that we're going to be able to set the sky up over here, and now we just really have to expose stuff to it. We didn't build this in a particularly smart way. Or no, maybe we did. Maybe that is... Let's give this a shot. Let's take this rock here and try to bring it down. We'll just continue to push this guy in, like so. That is fantastic. We're already pushing like 3 rocks in. We can begin doing massive upgrades. And we have another guy over here, by the way. We can build a geothermal plant, which appears to be much superior to these solar panels. And we have just enough in the way of supplies to do it. Let's just continue to push this guy out. We want to come in from the bottom here. And not do that. We can also, while we're at it, maybe build a refinery. How is our power situation going? So far, pretty good. This guy is, we're cutting it kind of close, but that'll be okay for now. We just have to come in at the right angle here. And hopefully the way that we're pushing this will cause it to remain lined up with this. So yeah, we are beginning to get many, many rocks. Lots of people moving through there, doing their thing. We have 23 kilowatts. That is amazing. We'll build another one as soon as the time permits. And we may be able to, as a result, decommission some of this. But for now, the best thing to do, I think, is to build out our hallway that we can connect these guys. And in the interim, push these rocks into the plant where we can do research. Eventually, what we'll want to do here is we'll want to take this guy here, and we'll want to build a biology lab as well, because that means that we can create farms. And that will be very useful to us indeed. The water situation could probably do better, though. See, how are we recycling? 8 liters per soul. We could maybe use another recycling plant eventually. This guy can, of course, be refueled and launched. So that'll allow us to do research. This other astronaut, I think,
Copy.
What we'll do is we'll begin building another lab. Maybe something over here. And this will be our way in. A refinery we need to build as well. Build a 3D printer, which will allow us to actually make our own supplies. Let's just find a place for our refinery. I think maybe along here would be good. It'll give us enough room to begin branching out. But there's stuff to mine there. I'm just gonna put it here for now. That seems to be a really good place for it. Water loss due to frozen pipes. Because we do not have enough in the way of materials here. So it would seem to me that we're in a pretty nasty situation here. Once we build that refinery, we'll be okay. And then this guy over here, we'll just want to move that rock out of the way and into our geology lab. We have no real need at this point to worry too much about this. Let's get another 4-way hallway going. And then we will continue. And we should be able to build much more in the way of food storage at this point. Now, we can upgrade the armor on this. I don't know quite what that'll do. It occurs to me that no matter what, these guys are going to be fragile. And we can maybe send up, within the next launch window, another 4 or so things here, another 4 or so colonists. We actually do have more than enough. What is the warning here? I wonder if it does give us the details on oxygen. A hallway in the greenhouse. We do have thin atmosphere, unfortunately. And I think the geology lab could use another oxygen generator. If I remember correctly, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get this guy into its home. There we go. Well, this guy is complete. We can upgrade the refinery. Except, well, that's rather annoying. So to upgrade the refinery, we have to tell it that we want to send rocks. We can't just put rocks in. I'm gonna put in another. That's a geology lab. I'm gonna put in a biology lab here, at least. And we'll get these rocks out to your ends. Push them in. Yeah, it is a bit annoying in that case that we have to do things in this way. But I suppose it's something to learn with. We are still... At this point, we've got the whole power thing at least somewhat taken care of, you know. It's not as big of an issue. So that's his one rock. Now we've got that refinery up and going. fairly good for us, actually, to begin dismantling some of this stuff and getting our power in order. Now what just... Oh, that astronaut got in the way and pushed the rock. Hopefully, this won't take too much longer. We have the biology lab as well. And my understanding with this is that what we can do is we have this one guy that's mining right now, right? I want to get this guy out of the way. Temporarily. And when I return to the refinery here, what we can then do with it is we can upgrade that refinery, and then we can take the soul that we collect and do nifty things with it. So you'll see here we have this guy going right now. We are beginning to get food problems. That is not so good. But what we should be able to do is we should be able to take this refinery, and I believe we can attach a 3D printer to it, and we can take those minerals and begin producing supplies. While we're getting that going, we'll just get our research here too. We'll get our research finalized, I think. So we have nominal atmosphere and pretty much everything but the thing we want. Geology lab has completed our research. Can we upgrade the armor? Requires 600 ore and a radar array. That's something we're gonna have to build, I think. Well, we'll send this guy back and refine our clay. And you know, this guy probably has a bunch of ore too. So we'll return him to the refinery. Now, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to begin the slow process of dismantling these things. This guy is going to have a geothermal plant. Because the more that we can get the astronauts to do their... we've got astronauts right now that are just busy cleaning solar panels.
Command.
And nobody really likes to do that, of course. I don't. We are break even right now on the power. Probably should have done something about that, but we are refining things, maybe. I don't quite know what happened. Did that go to the soul? I don't know exactly what happened with that. Or how to make this thing work. There's a manual there. We can survive in, high salt conditions. Improve or maintain soil quality. In the pretense of radiation, and survive desiccation or dry things here. How do we make this research happen? Well, we'll just recombine these, I think. High radiation resistance seems like a good thing to shoot for. So I have plenty of clay, and the refinery is going to help us with that. We just need gypsum. And we'll get this guy on it. We have a little gypsum deposit here. No, mine right there. Get this guy over here to mine as well. We can begin processing all this stuff right now, in fact. That would be a really good idea. We'll just send out one more of these guys. We're a little bit past our launch window, but that'll be okay for now. We want food, definitely food. I'm gonna send... I was going to send colonists, I guess we can't. Not quite yet. Some food and crates. Lots and lots of crates. Oh, whoa, what's this? Oh, that's right, we can send a weather satellite. That would be useful. Let's send a weather satellite. This will allow us to put the satellite up in orbit, and when we have a storm coming, we can be prepared for it. Monitor and build by building radar array. Sounds good to me. Okay. So we now have this hole that this astronaut can fall down. We need to begin, I think, by branching out just a little bit. These guys are... well, this guy should be mining. Let's find more of these minerals here. And this guy needs to come over here. So far things are going pretty well, actually. I mean, we will be able to build farms pretty soon, which will help tremendously with our food situation. We are at least gaining a bunch of water here. And if we build a radar array, we'll be able to do it redundantly. Here's something I am a little bit worried about, though. I am a little bit worried about this guy here. We'll just get him to return to the refinery. We got plenty of gypsum. We can do that research once he begins to offload it. We're at a point where we might wish, we can... oh, we need a radar. Why do we need a radar array? This guy needs to fix this. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take this guy here. We're going to remove this guy here. We're going to begin building probably another one of these geothermal plants. I don't think that would be a bad idea at all. We have plenty of materials here. This guy's been completely offloaded. Population is a little bit too low to support the colony. But that'll be okay, I guess. We can now go to our microflora genetics. We can take our cyanobacteria. And we can... I think it would be good for us to do the recombinant strain here. I don't know if it's going to be possible for us to send other bacteria or not. But let's just move through this real quick. In the interim, I think it would be a really good idea to get more in the way of this gypsum going. I'm going to take down one of these guys here and put a geotherm plant in its place. Research has begun. Should be finished pretty soon. Radio Stella. Now, we've done more of the crossbreeding here. We have +7, and when we recombine this, I'm expecting a pretty good yield. This is actually a pretty cool aspect of this game. I rather like it. How are we doing on the food, though? That's the main question. And does it make sense? Oh, look at that. We have one that's... If we look at the microflora genetics, this guy is... maybe not as good. Here. It will improve the soil quality just a little bit, but... we will need more gypsum to handle that. The fire has consumed an oxygen generator. Well, I think we'll send one more craft. We can't yet send another vehicle. Well, we can send more in the way of supplies. That's about to be a non-issue pretty soon. And in fact, I'm going to be less concerned with supplies, and I think I'd rather have a forklift. The forklift, of course, will provide us with all that we need in order to really maintain the base. So, you know, power isn't a big issue now. These guys seem to be pretty handy at repairing things. And when we return next time, I think what we'll do is we will try to accommodate more in the way of our base here. We'll connect these two guys. We'll automate this guy. It really does need to be automated. This guy just needs a little bit more before we send it off. But we really are. We've only lost one person here. Let's finish, I suppose, by building. Oh, if you look here, we have a 3D printer. And we can just go ahead and we'll attach it. I think we'll put a pallet out here. And we'll just attach the printer to this guy. And that will allow us to do really nifty things. This guy can leave now. Meteor shower imminent. This could be the thing that kills us. Really not sure yet. I just want to hang around for this meteor shower, I think. Just to make sure.
Copy.
But we'll build, before we do it, we will build the 3D printer. And we'll set this guy here to outgoing. And we won't have to build nearly as many things here. Population too low to support the colony. Could be problematic. This other guy needs to be automated as well. While we're at it, I think a farm would be good for us to have. Let's just see where we're building it. If we build a farm here, that should work pretty well. We'll select the microflora, and we've got this guy produce an extra thing here. And maybe, just maybe, we'll set it to auto print. It is now producing supplies for us, which means that we really can start thinking ahead into the future. Soil quality is moderate. Yeah, I really like this so far. It is... Why are we losing water? That is a good question. We should be able to support more in the way of population pretty soon. We'll just put that microflora that we created here. We'll put that in. So, yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty good here. We're doing a lot better, I think, than I thought we would. And the meteor shower... Oh, there's a dust storm. That's in a place that we don't really care about. So, we'll just leave it at that for now. We'll have another launch coming pretty soon. And we will, I suppose, see everybody then. But until then, this has been Thylord Root, and I will see you later.